Привет! Меня зовут Аня. Если ты смотришь это видео, значит ты изучаешь русский язык. И это видео для тебя. Многие люди учат русские падежи. И это очень трудно. Но это не невозможно. И сегодня я вам это покажу. In this video we'll get back to Russian when I tell you different examples of different cases. But for now, I just want to make one clear point. What's the problem with most people who learn Russian cases? You open a textbook, you see 6 cases, and you try to grasp them all and use them all. And then it's a total chaos. If you don't know the other side of it, you treat 6 cases as 6 different loads that you need to take on your shoulders and carry them. In reality, the situation is different. There are 3 easy cases in Russian and 2 hard. If you don't use easy cases yet, don't practice hard ones. It's just a waste of time. So here is the order that actually works. First, you gotta practice prepositional case, then accusative, then instrumental. 2 hard ones, genitive and dative, we can leave for on. To keep the right order, or just concentrating first on the simple ones, after you really use those in the speech, move to the hardest one. That's number 1 hack. And the second one, creating emotional connection with each of the cases. That's what we're gonna do. When you think of a particular case, what comes to mind? You should have one particular sentence or one particular phrase that comes to mind straight away when you think of that case. So the prepositional case, it's about location. Let's think about the location that you normally are. На работе, в ресторане, если у вас есть дети, может быть, в школе, в детском садике. Если вы любите путешествовать, в музее, галерее, на улице. Если у вас обычная жизнь, в магазине, в банке, на почте, на парковке, на машине. If you're making some notes, just write down 1 or 2 phrases that related to you in prepositional case. The second one, accusative. There are normally 2 phrases that come to mind to my students, and so I'm sharing them with you. Читать книгу, слушать музыку. Direct object. 2 perfect examples. Something that each of us do in our life. Читать книгу, слушать музыку. Okay, now we have 2 cases with 2 associations. Let's move to the instrumental one. That's the simplest, because it connects to the people we love. С другом, с братом, с мамой, с папой, с друзьями, с коллегами. And you can also use the names с Анной, с Иваном, с Джоном, с Ларой, с Глорией, с Настей, с Борисом. Think of the people you spend the most time with and repeat again those phrases. That's your emotional association with instrumental case. Dative. The emotional association here is Santa Claus, Дед Мороз, somebody who is kind, generous, who always gives presents, who always does things to other people. Think about that person, because dative case, it's when we do something for somebody, and these are the verbs that require dative after. Звонить маме, писать папе, дарить подарок сестре, говорить «я тебя люблю» жене. With these few examples, you'll remember that whenever you talk about some kind action to a particular person, or just позвонить, написать, we use dative case afterwards. The last one is genitive. Quite often we need to use genitive after a particular preposition. So if you see a short word that you can recognize as preposition, make sure genitive comes after. Also, genitive comes after the numbers, after the words много, немного, несколько, 25, 46, 38, мало. not чуть-чуть, though чуть-чуть stands as a separate phrase. In English, genitive case when we use the preposition of, when we use some possessiveness. So to say машина папы, жена президента, бутылка Ивана, Иван русский парень, и его бутылка водки also genitive. So whenever it's one of something, it's genitive. Бутылка водки is your emotional association with genitive now. Когда вы практикуете русский язык и когда вы учите падежи, важно сначала выучить легкие падежи. Это prepositional, accusative, instrumental. И только потом мы практикуем трудные падежи. Это genitive и dative. Еще очень важно чувствовать эмоциональную связь с каждым из падежей. Пусть это будет не просто теория, не просто таблицы, а одна эмоциональная фраза. Когда вы думаете о падеже, вы должны чувствовать эмоциональный контакт, одну эмоциональную фразу. И тогда у вас все получится. Guys, I've created a table with cases for you that you can print out and have it in front of you. Use it every time you need to look at the case. I'm sure it would be helpful to everybody who studies Russian, who tries to practice cases. And don't forget to follow this channel, subscribe, leave a comment if this video was useful to you. And I plan to make the whole series of videos about cases because I know it's one of the hardest topics in Russian and I'd like it to be easier for you so you would feel the support of Blin School channel. And if you want to sign up for a trial lesson, you can also do it in the description below. Ну все, ребята, я очень рада была провести это время с вами. Будем учиться и дальше вместе. Пока-пока!